morning. Just as a warning, there was a cat this morning, so, and I'm feeling really, I don't know, like just too chill maybe, if that's a thing. Cutting off my head. No. That's worse. What am I thinking? See? All right. Okay, so let me see. Must have gotten bumped a little bit. All right. So, for some reason, my husband found a cork, and he thought it was a cat toy. And now the cats think so too. So that might be an issue today. All right. Sorry, the back and forth. So yeah, feeling a little mellow. So I was thinking just a nice chill little calm practice. Nothing crazy. If you really want to go for it, maybe this isn't the class you choose today. And remember, on the YouTube page, I think I have a link that I need to for the YouTube. Yeah, that's where everything is stored. And it used to be on Facebook, but then they decided they weren't going to keep things past 30 days. So it is what it is, but it is all still there over on YouTube. So if you follow me there it is. Good morning. So yeah, just do a little chill practice. You know, listen to your body, and if you want to move deeper into poses, absolutely feel free. And just enjoy it. All right. So we're aligning the heels to the groin here. Sitting well. Try to let your knees relax. If you need to prop here, for sure, prop up. Right? Sit on a block, whatever it is that you need. So then lifting the pelvic floor, that lower belly is in and up. We are tall to the sides. Relax your shoulders down and back. And just let your hands hang wherever is most comfortable. So that might be your knees, it might be your lap, it can be the floor, whatever works. And I don't know about this chill practice thing. Sorry. Go ahead and close your eyes and just take a moment to be present. How are you feeling this morning? Check for areas that maybe need a little extra stretch, or maybe an area that you don't want a little extra stretch. You need to be a little careful somewhere. Bringing that focus to the breath. And even your breath sometimes can give you cues to what's going on inside. And maybe not your muscles, but sometimes. It can definitely give you clues as to what's going on in your mind, for sure. Begin to expand that breath. Bring yourself to a yoga breath. Finding that just beyond comfortable place. Keeping that as we add in movement. So extending the arms out. With the inhale, stretch them up. Exhale, we bring them back down. Again. One more time like that. We'll go back to the top. And with the exhale, just take the right hand to the floor, little tip to that side. Pelvis stays level, really open up long through the left side. And then inhale as you make your way back to center. And we'll exhale over to the right. Inhale, lengthen that right side. And then inhale back to the top. One more time over to the right. So as we inhale, lengthen the left side of the body. But then as you exhale, see if you can keep the right side long without squishing over on it. Inhale and come on back up. Over to the left again. Using the breath to create that space. And then back to the top. Releasing both hands. So right hand over to the left knee, left hand behind the back a little here, sitting nice and tall, just a gentle little rotation to the left. Take another nice big breath here. Then release that and come on over to the second side. Sitting nice and tall. You're just allowing that twist to be gentle to begin. Releasing that back to the center again. Let's go ahead and make that first side a little deeper. So really press into the left arm to sit up extra tall here, and then pulling against the knee or the outside of the thigh or wherever this right hand ends up to rotate around a little bit deeper into the twist. Let's go ahead and release that. And take the second side again. Again, just sitting up nice and tall, using the floor and the outside of the right leg here to work ourselves a little bit deeper into the twist. It is still early though, so don't worry about it being gigantic. One more nice big breath. And then release that back to center. So let's go ahead and take the soles of the feet together. Now, we haven't done this in a little while. So like you would interlace your fingers with your toes. And get it in there as much as it will. If you wear closed-toed shoes a lot that kind of squeeze your toes, this can be hard, right? It can be a big deal. So do what you can. And then soles of the feet together-ish, because obviously your hands are in the way. Try to relax the inner thigh here, sit up really tall. And this could be plenty of sensation. If you want a little bit more, maybe bend your elbows. And think belly button to the heels. Go ahead and take another big breath. Gently hinge back up if you were a little deeper. Releasing your toes, but try to keep the idea of the toes splayed. So if you're someone who like bashes your pinky toe on everything all the time, you don't have to work as hard. But if you're someone like me who the pinky toe just stays nicely tucked in, the idea is to widen the toes. So the legs are extended long, feet are flexed, toes are flexed-ish, right? If you need to adjust your seat, for sure, go ahead and adjust your seat. Make sure you feel upright here. Keep the belly working, the shoulders down and back. Reach the arms. You don't have to reach them, of course, if you don't like. We're going to hinge forward here. So when you can't hinge forward any further, that's when the hands just fall and maybe you touch your toes and maybe you don't. Working to keep the shoulders back. Just feeling a stretch in the hamstrings. Nice big breaths here. On an inhale, we're going to hinge back up and release the arms. So go ahead and open your feet. Don't worry about how wide it is, just feeling a nice little stretch in the inner thigh here. Same idea though, make sure you still feel upright on your pelvis, make sure your belly is working, the feet are flexed and the toes are pointing toward the ceiling. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Rotate the belly over toward the left leg here, and then fold over this left leg. Same idea, we hinge, and then we can't hinge any further, the hands fall. If the right cheek got a little light, root it back down. Keeping the shoulders down and back, take those nice big breaths. What are your toes doing? Still paying attention to your toes? One more breath over on this side. And then we'll inhale back to the middle. Rotate to the right and do the same thing. Grounding the pelvis, lengthening the spine, finding the fold. Inhale, we're coming back up again. Release the arms at center. Take this left hand and pin it up underneath the right leg here. Sit up nice and tall. Right arm up. We're tipping over toward these left toes, but forget the toes. See about bringing your elbow to the inner thigh-ish, maybe to the floor. And then imagine rotating your belly button toward the ceiling. So grounding the pelvis, extending through the spine, and just letting this right side open. And someday the toes might appear, or maybe they don't. We're going to take one more big breath. And then on an inhale, make your way back up again. And we'll switch. So the right hand underneath the left thigh, the left arm up and over. Elbow to the inner thigh, maybe to the floor. Grounding the pelvis and finding that length. What are your toes doing? release big breath on this side. And inhale, make your way back to center. Releasing your hands to the middle. And then from here, just folding forward. Okay, so again, it's a hinge at the hip. Don't worry about where your hands go. Keeping the shoulders back. Flex your feet. Do you find that your toes kind of fall in here? Pointing at the ceiling. One more breath. And then with an inhale, hinge back up again. Bring the feet back in. And then just kind of wiggle from there, making your way around onto all fours. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, right? Remember, if it's too much for your wrists or your shoulders, the hands can go a little bit forward. Pressing into the four corners of the hands, and maybe even kind of gripping your finger pads in, right? So push down into your finger pads and pull toward the palm and thumbs, fingers and thumbs, right? But keep the heel of the hand or the four corners of the hand rooted. So it's just some extra work, that's all, it's not vital. Keep that as we move through some cat-cow. So inhaling the belly toward the floor. And then exhaling and rounding the spine toward the ceiling. With the breath, in and out. Go ahead and take one more flow. And then find your middle. Excuse me. So from here, go ahead and take the hands forward or the knees back and make your way into a kneeling plank. Holding the belly in, try not to let your pelvis droop or your butt stick up in the air. Find that middle. Same thing if you're in a full plank. From here, lift the knees. You can hold here for another breath or two if you'd like, but we're going to be making our way back into your first down dog. So just let yourself kind of wiggle and adjust into it. If your feet are too close or too far, making those adjustments. Typically, the hands and feet are far enough apart in down dog that you can slide into plank and have the hands and feet where they're supposed to be as well. So that's just a little tip if you need to kind of figure out if they're in the right place. Letting yourself settle in, sinking through the heels. Let your head just hang between your arms. From our down dog, we're going to step the right foot forward into lunge. Drop the back knee, work your toes up there if they didn't land where you wanted them to. And then let's just gently take that right leg straight. Flexing the foot, maybe spread your toes here. Bending the knee, sinking into the hips. Keep the spine really long. Bringing the right hand to the hip, go ahead and add in a little twist. Releasing the twist and taking that right leg straight again. Think squaring the pelvis here. So imagine kind of flexing this right foot and then pressing the heel down into the floor and pulling that heel toward the back of your mat. Not literally, but muscularly, you know, you get it? You can definitely feel the difference. It squares up your pelvis. And that along with drawing the shoulders down and back will intensify your hamstring stretch if you need it to be more intense. Let's go ahead and bend the knee. Sink a little lower into those hips. And then leave the hips low as we climb up. That idea of pulling the legs toward each other, or this right foot back idea, will change the pelvis. It'll change this hip flexor stretch. If you want to lift the arms or interlace them and get a chest opener as well here, feel free. Take one more breath and then release it. From there, go ahead and step yourself back into down dog again. Unless you have a kitty. And then from there, let's switch and bring the left foot forward. Drop the back knee, adjust the toes if you still need to here, and we'll take the left leg straight. Modify again if you need to modify. Prop up on blocks, prop up on the shin. Flex the foot if you can. Spread those toes. Bend into the knee. Sink the hips low. Keeping the pelvis nice and square, add your twist. Left hand to the hip. And then release the twist. Left leg straight again. Add in something that brings that little extra bit of sensation, not pain, sensation. So maybe it's the pressing down of the heel. Maybe it's just flexing the foot. Squaring the hips, pulling the shoulders together on the back. And then bending back into the knee, sinking the hips. Up. Keep lifting the chest and sinking the hips. Adding in the arms and whatever direction you'd like on this side. And then release it. We are going to make our way back to down dog. And then drop on down to the knees and give yourself child's pose again. So for our child's pose, go ahead and shift forward and come to kneeling plank. And even if you have full planks, you won't want to move there just yet. So from here, taking the right foot over to the right side. That knee stays on the floor. Opening the body to the left here. So you're on the right hand, right knee, left toes at the back, right? And this side of your body looks like you're standing up-ish. So this is fine to stay here. This is fine to hang out here, maybe in a full side plank. Maybe extend the left arm. No, lift the left leg. And bend the left knee. See if you can reach back and find your left foot. Kick the foot into the hand. And imagine rotating your belly button toward the ceiling. Gently release what you got there. Back to the middle. And then we're going to take our second side. So the left foot out to the left, opening the body to the right. We're in this kind of upright position here. Adding the arm, maybe adding the leg. Bend the knee if you'd like over here, and find your foot. And the added of pressing the foot into the hand, rotating the belly button toward the ceiling-ish. And then gently release that. Back into your kneeling plank. And into child's pose again. So in this child's pose here, go ahead and open up your knees, your feet maybe a little bit, and think sinking your hips toward the floor. Think taking your belly button to the floor. It's probably not going all the way to the floor. Don't worry about that. Just, in that direction. From here, go ahead and slide out onto your belly. I can't believe. So, working with Sphinx here, go ahead and prop yourself up onto your forearms. Tuck the elbows in up underneath your shoulders. They try to be a little bit wide. And then have your forearms be parallel to each other like railroad tracks. All the way through this middle finger. Right? Extend it forward. And you can hang out here and it doesn't have to be a lot of work. But, if you're feeling your lower back, think turning your tailbone toward the floor. Press down into the floor with your forearms. Kind of lift your chest up. And then imagine pulling your shoulder blades together more on your back, driving your elbows toward your hips, and move the chest forward. So it may not look like much, but ideally you're feeling much. Thinking about the placement of your shoulder blades on your back. And then let's release that. And just rest for a second on your belly. So we want to get the back muscles to do most of that work. Take your hands back by your side ribs here. Hug the elbows in. Keeping the tailbone tucked toward the floor, again, long lower back. Pull the shoulder blades up by your ears together on your back and then roll them down toward your hip bones. And you start to feel your shoulder blades in a similar place as to where they were before. So this is all your back though, right? The arms aren't doing anything. Go ahead and release that. And then we're going to add on So trying the tailbone down, hug the elbows in, roll those shoulders together and down. So the back is doing it so far, right? Imagine pulling with your hands like you're sweeping them back toward your hips. So you're kind of lifting the chest up and forward again, like that Sphinx position. So we're feeling the triceps, the back muscles. Make sure your glutes are working. Take another big breath. And then release that. So go ahead and make a little pillow for your head with your hands. Turn your toes toward each other, and then just rock on your hips a little bit. We're not quite done there, but give it a break. So you've got several variations. You can work in Sphinx. You can just use your back muscles without using your arms. You can add that extra pull with your arms to lift it a little bit higher, bigger, deeper, whatever you want to call it. Maybe like this. So everything else is the same. The elbows are in, the tailbone is down, the shoulders go up and back, and then down. Pull with your hands, and then start to press with your hands as well. So the chest is still lifted and pulling forward. The elbows aren't straight, because if you keep them straight, you lock them out and then nothing's working. Okay? So keep those elbows bent and squeezing in towards your sides. And everything is working just a little bit harder. Go ahead and release. Make the pillow for your head. Turn your toes in and that rock on your hips again. Just shake it out. And hopefully the muscles in your back work very evenly to make that happen. Sometimes the glutes like to squeeze and the lower back will pinch. So just be very careful with yourself. From here, we're going to take those hands next to the side ribs. Hug the elbows in, press down into the knees. Keep the elbows in as you press yourself up, back toward kneeling plank again, and all the way back into child's pose. So you are welcome to stay exactly where you are. But this one, maybe try and bring your hands back by your heels and let your shoulders roll forward for a second. And if you have any neck or shoulder issues and this is awful, just come back to normal. And if you do have those issues, this is probably as deep as you want to go. But maybe see about taking the hands, instead of just hanging them down by the feet, interlace the fingers behind the lower back. Pull the shoulders together, stretch the knuckles away. And yeah, maybe they lift up off your lower back or not. And in child's pose, you're resting on your forehead, roughly, right? If you're propped here, just stay where you are. Maybe. Extend out through the crown of your head. So the neck is working and long, okay? And instead of being on your forehead, start to roll to bring yourself more to the top of your head. You don't have to put hardly any weight in the top of your head to make this happen. And again, if at any point this feels uncomfortable or you can't breathe, just come on down. Keep stretching the shoulders, finding that length. You don't want to feel like you're squashed. And then roll on back down again. Release your arms. Coming to sit up on the heels. So sitting up on the heels, if this is absolutely not going to happen, just come to sit on your bottom, right? If it's you need to prop up on a block, that's fine too. Sometimes a little rolled washcloth or something underneath your ankles, the front of your ankles, makes it accessible. So whatever works for you. If you can open up your knees and feet evenly and sit your bottom between your heels, go right ahead. I'm gonna turn this way. We're gonna take the right arm out and then bring that hand between the shoulder blades here. Bringing the left hand, see if you can point this right elbow more toward the ceiling. Keeping the shoulder away from the ear. And envision anyway this right hand being between your shoulder blades. Ish. Release the left hand, climb up from your lower back, and see if you can make the left hand meet the right hand. And maybe yes, and maybe what? Sitting up nice and tall. Sometimes we kind of squish over to see if we can reach the fingers. Don't worry about that. Another nice big breath. And gently release that. Maybe roll your shoulders a little bit. Taking the left arm, hand between the shoulders-ish, helping the elbow to point as much toward the ceiling as we can, and then taking that right hand behind the lower back and climbing up. And maybe the fingers meet over here. And it's very normal to have one side be very different than the other. It just is. Sitting nice and tall. And if you really wanted to work a little bit more here, you can use like a strap or a towel or something and hang it, hold it in your left hand, and then you walk your right hand up the towel, right, or the strap. But again, moving in that direction, whatever it looks like. Let's gently release this side. Roll out those shoulders again. And then we're going to move back into the all fours. Set the right foot up between the hands. Sinking into the hips. So we've been here before, climbing up on the thigh. If this left knee needs a cushion, put a towel or whatever you got to cushion the knee. Keep sinking the hips. Let's see about bending that left knee more. And then the left hand finds the foot. So we're playing mostly with balance here. So however deep the hips are, however close your left heel is to your glute, the point of the exercise this time is to work with your balance. Release what you got. Go ahead and come up off the back knee and walk your hands around into the center of a straddle. And just release into the fold. And then we'll work the second side. So walk your hands around to your left foot, lunge toward the back of your mat. Climb up on the knee, on the thigh here. Keep sinking the hips. If you want to stay here, you stay here. Maybe bend the right knee more. And the right hand finds the foot. Sinking into the hips, squaring up the hips. Any of the things, again, here just kind of working to not fall over. And then gently release that side. So lifting the knee, come on back into your straddle. Toes point forward. Bending the knees, index and middle fingers grab onto the big toes. Straight legs if you can make them straight. Elbows are bent out to the sides. Pulling against the toes gives you a little bit More to the stretch. Release the toes. And walk the hands around to the right foot again. Stepping back into down dog. Let's drop on down into child's pose one last time. Coming up to sit on the heels, we are not staying this time. Go ahead and extend your legs around front. Hours of entertainment. So, sitting well here. Nice. Go ahead and bring the right foot to the inside of your left leg. So kind of like tree. And if the hips being square is as good as it gets, that's fine. But see if you can take this right knee more behind. And maybe the foot still touches the thigh, maybe it doesn't. Don't worry too much about that. We do want to be upright on the pelvis though. So check in, sitting nice and tall. Belly's working. We're gonna rotate toward the left leg, and then fold. Try to keep the pelvis rooted, the shoulders down. Walk the hands to the middle. Keeping the pelvis rooted, walk them over to the right. Coming back up and switching the legs. Bring the left foot in, opening the knee if you can open the knee. And then make sure you feel rooted. Facing the right leg, folding over that right leg. Walk the hands to the middle. Keeping the pelvis rooted, walk them to the left. Hinging up. And then extending both legs again. All right. So, feet flat to the floor. Make sure you have some place to roll back to. And then hang on to your hamstrings. Lift your chest here. Lift your toes. And then round through the spine and roll on down. Hugging the knees in. Rocking side to side. Forward and back if you like. And then taking the feet flat to the floor. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall open to the sides. Bring those knees back in. We're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Reach back behind the right thigh and draw that leg into the chest. And remember, when we pull in, it's fine to round up a little bit. Notice if your hips shift. But then The arms keep pulling in, and now the leg starts to press back. And if you did round up or the hips did shift weirdly, or shift, I guess it doesn't have to be weird, right? Find that neutral spine on the mat again. We'll release that side. Keep the legs crossed this way though. Opening the arms out into a T position. We're going to just drop the legs over to the right. And for a moment here, keep the left foot flat on the floor with the knee pointing up. And then go ahead and drop your left knee toward the floor. You can even kind of help it over with the left hand a little bit. Let's take one more nice big breath. And then we're going to make our way back to the middle. Switching sides. So make sure your spine is neutral on the mat before you begin. Go ahead and cross the right ankle over the left knee, reaching back behind the left leg. Pulling in. Rounding if you round. Letting the hip shift if it does. And then pressing the leg back into the hands and neutralizing that spine again. I felt this, right? We're going to release the foot to the floor, open the arms out into the T, and let the legs fall over to the left. Again, here for a moment, just let the right knee point at the ceiling. You're the one crying. And then take the left knee toward the floor. Sorry, this is your right knee toward the floor. One more breath. And then we make our way back up to the middle. Release the legs. Pulling those knees back into the chest. A little rock. And then squeeze them in. Releasing everything into a full body stretch. Releasing that stretch and making your way to what our Savasana is going to look like. Making the body comfortable, feeling aligned. And then just releasing the muscles. Release control of your breath. The hardest part, to keep the mind present and quiet. Noticing any random thoughts. Giving yourself just a few minutes to rest. Remember, you can stay in Savasana as long as you like. But if and when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed and the mind quiet, restore movement to the body, deepen the breath. Very gently making your way back up to a seated position. Sit well. Jeez. Bringing the palms to touch. Namaste. We almost made it. Cats don't always get along. Anywho, I hope that was just what you needed this morning. Whatever you've got planned for the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Thanks for practicing with me. And I will see you next time.